What up, you way past cool, beautiful humans? I'm RidersDX and welcome to the insanely awesome video today. Woo! You may be wondering what's with all this excitement, RidersDX. Well, I'll tell you what it is. The excitement is very much due to the return of one of the most epic video games of my childhood. Mario Strikers Battle League has been announced at the previous Nintendo Direct, and it's just like, what? This game is back and it's as badass as it's ever been? Because I'll be honest, one of my most scariest thoughts about this game ever coming back was the fact that Nintendo would de-cool it basically, because I felt like the GameCube era was such a cool era in terms of how Nintendo made a bunch of really out there Mario games like Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, Luigi's Mansion, this game, Super Mario Strikers, and over time Nintendo sort of went back to basics of Mario and just kind of kept Mario within this really strict box of oh, look at your everyday plumber, I guess, who jumps on things and saves the world. You know, very much like New Super Mario Bros. Times however many times they use that same aesthetic and such. And so it's really cool to see Strikers come back and to see it just looking as cool as ever. I mean, the style of this game, the gameplay seems to be pretty much maintained, and there's also a bunch of new crazy things that I'm really excited about. And so I thought I would make this video to just go over every single fact that we know about Strikers so far, just so we have one place to sort of just get everything in and sort of just get really excited about everything that's gonna be in this game, because yeah, I'm hyped, man. This game looks so cool. It just oozes coolness, as cringy as that sounds, you know, because Mario doesn't really shout cool. Mario is a very much everyday kind of guy, but Strikers was always very different because it was just stylistically so different from everything else within Mario, and it's just so out there and insane that it just works. It just really works, and I really do like this aesthetic and style. But alright, I've basically rambled long enough as to why I am so happy this game is back. Let's actually go into the 10 facts I've gathered just for this video. And number one, the very first thing that you immediately notice from the review trailer is the fact that battlefields work by being two separate themed fields that are actually combined into one field, making the possibility for whatever combinations you can get pretty much endless depending on how many of these little halves that they make. And so there are 4 that are shown off in this trailer. The first one I'm going to mention is the Mushroom Kingdom, which I believe belongs to Mario. It's filled to the brim with mushrooms, grassy areas, and green pipes, the typical Mushroom Kingdom stuff you come to expect from all your typical Mario games. Then you have Luigi's Mansion with the manor that comes from Luigi's Mansion 2 actually behind the goal. And so I think it's really cool that they made Luigi's environment themed after his own game, because it just feels right, you know? To have Scaredy Cat Luigi be backed by this really spooky aesthetic in terms of his battlefield. Then you have Donkey Kong's Tropical Jungle, which is filled with huts and banana-lined electric gates. And then you have Bowser's Castle, and you see all these spiky towers in the background, and there's even some flowing lava to boot. I mean, these battlefields just look really crazy, and the fact that they're halved and basically you're gonna get 2 different kind of environments in each match is pretty cool, I gotta say. It's a little different. I wonder if there's some kind of story reason behind it. I know the Strikers games aren't really big on story, but if there was some kind of reason, I'd be really interested in hearing what it is. And I'm also interested in seeing what other battlefields we have. I'm really curious to see which ones are gonna be for each of these characters. And number 2, we do have 10 confirmed characters for this game so far, and so we've got Mario, Luigi, Bowser, Peach, Rosalina, a newcomer, Toad, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Wario, and Waluigi. And you remember those guys from the previous games that were the goalies? They're called the Critters. Well, the Critters have now been replaced with Boom Booms, and I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I love the Critters, but the Boom Booms look like they do the job too, and so maybe it'll be a nice change in the long run, but damn, I miss my Critters, I'm not gonna lie. And number 3, piggybacking off the characters are actually no longer limited to the team captain role as in previous games, supported by secondary characters like Koopa, Shy Guys, Dry Bones, you know, etc. There are actually no limits as to who can be on your team here, and so you could literally have a team of Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Rosalina if you wanted to, all the main heroes gathering together to fight against whoever is on the other side in terms of the opposing team. And so you can mix and match any of these characters, and that's gonna be really cool. And it's especially interesting seeing the different color variants of some of these characters. Like Mario, for instance, he does wear different colors, but his cap still is partially red, just to, you know, make sure he still has a little red on him. And so I thought that was really interesting. And number 4, you can also customize characters by equipping all this different kind of gear on them. As you can see in the trailer, there's so much armor being worn by Bowser and Donkey Kong in particular, and so there's definitely going to be a lot of customization in terms of how you can make these characters look. And also there's going to be a lot of customization in terms of how you make these stats change depending on what you're wearing. And so there are 5 stats listed here: strength, speed, shooting, passing, and technique. And you know, putting on one kind of armor will take away some and also add another. And so it's perfectly balanced, and it's just going to give that game that edge in terms of how much you can customize it. And number 5, each character can also use a special ability. So players can interact with glowing orbs that appear across the field to start charging a hyper strike, a powerful shot that scores 2 goals instead of 1. So this is very similar to the ultimate shots in the previous games, except this time any character can perform it now. It's not just a team captain, but literally any character can perform it. And so it's a powerful shot that can give you 2 goals, and you do still have to charge it carefully without opponents noticing. So you gotta be really strategic with it, and you also gotta do some really good timing in terms of getting it in the right colors and such. We did get to see a few hyper strikes in this trailer. For example, you can see Yoshi lay an egg that bounces on the field into the goal. Bowser breathes fire on the ball and throws it into the goal. Luigi forms a tornado that knocks all the players off their feet and throws the ball into the goal. Mario jumps and just kicks the ball into the goal, you know, very typical Mario stuff. You also see a little bit of Peaches, though it's very brief and you really don't actually get to see what she's doing, and so I can't wait to see what that's going to be like along with all the other ultimate hyper strikes. And number 6, let's talk about the multiplayer. And so you can have up to 8 players team up on local multiplayer. Like, just imagine being in a room with 7 other people and all playing this game. That's going to be crazy. This game will also have online play, and you can play online matches just like on local multiplayer, which will be really cool. There's also going to be an online club mode, and what that is up to 20 people can join a club per se, and you face off for the highest ranking among themselves. What I'm assuming is you're gonna have a cumulative total of all your points coming from all the matches you've won and lost online, and all those points will add up to a total score that will help put your team charting on the leaderboards, I guess. And depending on how successful you and your teammates are will result in how high you are in the charts. And so the more matches you win, the higher up you'll be on the leaderboards. And so that's gonna be really cool and just a nice little extra feature to incentivize doing really good in these online matches. At number 7, we also got to see some items be shown off here. And so the way that items work in this game is that there are item boxes that drop from the sky, which is a little bit different from previous games where they came to you in other means. There's still only 2 slots per team, but yeah, the fact that there's boxes dropping from the sky is very interesting. Some of the items that they shown off include the green and red Koopa shells, the bob-ombs, banana peels, and you also see mushrooms in the top right or top left corners of the screen, but they're never actually used. But I'm assuming it's just going to be a way to speed up your character just like in previous games, or maybe it will make the character gigantic, although that might be a different power-up, I'm not sure. At number 8, this is kind of a random fact, but if you look at the ESRB rating for the game, it specifically details in-game purchases alongside the more expected inclusions of cartoon violence, comic mischief. What this tells us is that there may be DLC planned for this game, and considering how the character roster, while it includes a lot of favorites, is kind of lackluster in terms of the amount of characters there are, this could very well mean that there is planned DLC, because you know, I read a lot of tweets on Twitter and such, and there's definitely been a lot of outcry over the missing appearance of Daisy in particular, just because she was such an iconic character in the previous 2 games. And so hopefully we'll see some more characters unlocked in the main game, and also see some DLC characters get added as well. Number 9, this is something I really want to clear up because I've been seeing this go everywhere in terms of the internet, but despite the developer most likely being Next Level Games, which is the developer of the previous 2 games, it actually has not been confirmed yet who is actually developing this game, which I find to be very weird, to be honest, because why wouldn't Nintendo just put their logo within the trailer? Like, why keep it a secret? It's very interesting, and I wonder if it actually means Next Level Games is not developing this game. Nonetheless, the game still looks really good, and I'm really excited for it. It's just, I just found this really strange, to be honest. I don't know if anyone has any thoughts on that, but I do find it very strange that Nintendo didn't outright say who was developing the game, because that's a little bit odd for about any publisher to do. And the last fact is Mario Strikers Battle League will be released on June 10th, with pre-orders currently available right now. And so the game is coming out really soon. You know, 4 months is gonna fly by just like that, and so I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I could gather about the game so far. You could really dig into the details if you wanted to, but I felt like this was like the good, you know, you're brand new to the franchise, you want to know what's in this game, so here you go. Here are some of the main things to know about this game. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are you all feeling about Mario Strikers Battle League? Are y'all excited for it? Are y'all not excited for it? Let me know why and why not. As y'all know, I'm pretty psyched for it. I actually was a really big fan of Mario Strikers Charged on the Wii, and I was pretty obsessed with it actually. And it was one of the most frustrating games of my childhood because I was terrible terrible at the game, and so I would always lose matches against the CPUs, and it was just so annoying, and I couldn't stand it, but I couldn't stop playing, you know? It was just one of those kind of games where you keep trying the same things over and over again, and they don't work because you're stupid and you should really try something else, but you can't help but keep doing the same thing anyway because the game is just addicting and you want to win eventually. And so I don't know, I'm hoping that when I play this game this time around that it will be a little more of a relaxing experience, but this game's very nature is not relaxing. It's very competitive, and I'm really excited to get into some really crazy action with strikers again. And so yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I guess we'll see each other again soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. Special shout out to my patrons: New Gamer Hub, Team Rattle Sign Gamer, Trash Q, Claw84. These are my patrons / YouTube members. If you'd like to become a patron or YouTube member, get access to a whole bunch of different perks, and please check out the links in the description box below. But alright, this is Riders, riding out.